Hello, I'm Father Joe Gambala. Today is Wednesday of Holy Week, and our gospel reading is taken from the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew. One of the 12, who was called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, "What are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you?" They paid him 30 pieces of silver, and from that time on, he looked for an opportunity to hand him over. On the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the disciples approached Jesus and said, "Where do you want us to prepare for you to eat the Passover?" He said, "Go into the city to a certain man and tell him, 'The teacher says my appointed time draws near. In your house I shall celebrate the Passover with my disciples.'" The disciples then did as Jesus had ordered and prepared the Passover. When it was evening, he reclined at table with the 12, and while they were eating, he said, "Amen, I say to you, one of you will betray me." And deeply distressed at this, they began to say to one another, "Surely it is not I, Lord." And he said in reply, "He who has dipped his hand into the dish with me is the one who will betray me. The Son of Man indeed goes, as it is written of him, but woe to that man whom the Son of Man has betrayed. It would be better for him than a man if he had never been born." Then Judas, his betrayer, said in reply, "Surely it is not I, Rabbi." And Jesus answered, "You have said so." The Gospel of the Lord. Interesting comment Jesus says, "He who has dipped his hand into the dish with me." This is the Passover feast. And among most people who are very poor, the meal went something like this. A stew of lamb or sheep or goat meat is cooked. It's put in a big bowl. Then a big chunk of bread is brought out. Everybody rips off a chunk of the bread. And everybody dips their bread into the same bowl to eat the stew. That's how it's done. There's no plates. There's no silverware. There are no napkins. This is how they ate. This is how the poor people ate in Jesus' time. This is how Jesus would have ate, growing up in Nazareth. This is how it was done. Which means everybody at the dinner dipped their bread into the same bowl. All of them, to a certain degree or another, are going to betray Jesus. Judas obviously blatantly sells him out to the chief priest, but Peter is going to deny him 3 times, and all the others are going to go and hide by their actions, trying to be afraid and not to be there, to be with Jesus in his moment of crucifixion. So to one extent or another, they all betray him. Every time we sin, we betray the Lord. Every time we sin, we're dipping our piece of bread into that pot. Think about how gracious a God we have who forgives us for it.